Weary travelers of the $100 plus decks, today I present to you a great offering. A good friend of mine, Jozo, brought up a while back that you could probably do something with all that glitters, and I thought I could probably do something with all that glitters, and then I made this deck, and it's very budget friendly, it's standard competitive, and I'm just going to throw up all the information on screen for where the prices are right now. If you want to pause it, go for it. As this video goes forward, I am going to go over ways that you can make it cheaper, things you can side out for it that'll still make it functional and competitive. It's certainly not a meta deck, but it is a budget deck that works, and I brought it to Friday Night Magic, and there's another store that plays it on Tuesday, that plays Standard on Tuesday, and I've done just fine with it. But yeah, let's get into it. The big mechanic here is all that glitters. It making something big for each enchantment and artifact you control. So the big gimmick is you play a bunch of artifacts and enchantments, and then you just whip them in the dick with a big boy. That's kind of how it works. That's the big gimmick. So what we need is ways to get artifacts and enchantments on the fields to make our all that glitters bigger, and then we need a way to consistently sneak damage in. So, all that glitters is sitting at about $1 right now, but you do kind of need that for the deck, so you can't cut prices there. The other two big expensive cards are Steel Overseer and, where is it? There we go, Stonecoil Serpent. Stonecoil Serpent just went down in price to about $3. I'd say that's a steal. Absolutely scoop that up if you can. Because it is a very nice win con. It being X for an XX creature that has reach, trample, we can make it bigger with our Steel Overseer. Protection from multicolor doesn't come up too much, but every now and then it does come up, and it is very nice. The big thing we're looking for here, though, is it's another artifact body with some versatility on it, and it has trample. So you get it big enough, or you slap all that glitters on it, and you just trample through for massive damage. Another big way to deal damage is Gingerbrute. Outside of running up against mono red, there's not a whole lot of haste out there right now. I guess there's also Questing Beast, but honestly we have other ways of sneaking through damage. We don't necessarily have to rely on Gingerbrute, but his pay 1 to effectively make it unblockable is very, very clutch in this deck. That Gingerbrute wins games, just period. And it's a common, and it's Eldraine. You probably already have a playset of it. It's not going to cost you money even if you do need it. Steel Overseer is the other thing that costs money, but it's been reprinted. It's been reprinted about 1 million times, so you probably already have some copies of it. Otherwise, you could probably find it in the $3 to $4 range. I think the M20 version of it right now is somewhere in that $3 range. The Elspeth versus Tezzeret version of it seems to be consistently around that $4 range. And I think there's like an M11 or something like that that's also in that $4 range. So you can usually get it pretty consistently cheap if you don't already have a playset. But again, if Steel Overseer and Stonecoil Serpent are breaking the bank, we can talk about things to take out to replace them with that will still win and synergize with the deck. We'll get to that in just a little bit. I want to explain a little bit of what's going on in here. So Alseid's an enchantment, so if it sits around, it's great. It'll help our, there we go, all the glitters, and it'll help our Shambling Suit. If it doesn't stick around, the big thing we care about here is sack to God's Willing something. Unfortunately, it is a little bit expensive because you gotta effectively pay 2 if all you care about is that God's Willing thing, but luckily the enchantment creature part of it does synergize with our deck. But otherwise, it's effectively just here to be another God's Willing, because that is a big way to sneak in damage. Giving something protection means that they can't block that thing if they have that color. So you just effectively narrow down what they block with, or they might not be able to block at all. So between God's Willing, Gingerbrute, there we go, Trample from the Stonecoil Serpent, or just Big Stompy over here if Shambling Suit gets going. These are our big ways to sneak in damage, is the God's Willings, the Alseids, and the other ones I just went over. Ancestral Blade is a defensive form of filler. It makes a token. The token does not synergize with the deck, but this piece of equipment itself does stick around, and it does of course count as an artifact. Pardon me, I'm going a little bit too fast. Let me slow down a little bit. It immediately attaches the token, which gives us a 2/2 blocker. That'll slow down aggro. This is, of course, 2 mana, so we can play this nice and early. After we chump block, that Ancestral Blade will still stick around, and if we have spare mana, it's just 1 to equip it. We can slap it on a Gingerbrute and start chipping away there if we don't have something better to do. So Ancestral Blade just tends to give a lot of value. Like, it's not the perfect card, but this deck tends to get a lot of value out of it. And you'll see what I'm talking about once we get into the actual matches. Steel Overseer, he's pretty self-explanatory. He's another artifact creature, so he triggers all the things we care about. He synergizes what we care about, but he also puts 1/1 counters on all the artifact creatures we control. So that means our Gingerbrutes will get bigger, our Clockwork Serpent, Clockwork Servant, there we go, will get bigger. Not that that really matters, that's mostly there for the draw. The Shambling Suit will get bigger, the Stonecoil Serpent will get bigger, it itself will get bigger. Like this, if 1 or 2 of these are on the field, it's effectively a game if they don't answer it fast enough. But they probably will answer it fast enough. This is the biggest target for burn, or removal, period, is that people don't like Steel Overseer. It's an undervalued card because nobody plays it right now because it's not hyper competitive, but it gets out of control fast, and so people like to get rid of it. Of course, the God's Willing and the Alseid can be kept around to protect the Steel Overseer if need be. Banishing Light is our removal. I will talk about alternative removal in a bit, but this is just the one I like. 3 mana isn't terrible, and it exiles, period. It's just nice and simple. It's also an enchantment, so it sticks around and stacks with all the things we care about. Clockwork Servant, artifact, so it'll synergize well. The main reason we have this here is it's a body. We need bodies in this deck. We need artifact bodies in this deck, and Adamant lets us draw a card, and we're playing mono white, so we're gonna get that card draw every single time. So it's just nice 3 for a 2/3 draw card, done. Like, it's just a all-around nice fit for this deck. I wouldn't take it out. Yeah, no, I wouldn't take it out. Shambling Suit. This effectively has, as far as power, not toughness, but as far as power goes, it comes with an All That Glitters built in. So it already gets big. It goes in and it slaps people, but it only has 3 toughness. So unless you can start getting 1/1 counters on it with Overseer, or attaching Ancestral Blades to it, or attaching All That Glitters to it, it is a little bit fragile on the defense side. It also doesn't have Trample, so unless you are God's Willing or Alseid to make it effectively unblockable, it's not always the most reliable win strategy, but it synergizes great with this deck, so why the heck not, you know? We've already gone over Stonecoil Serpent, and that's pretty much what this deck does. Ways to make it cheaper, if you're looking to drop the Stonecoil Serpent and the Steel Overseers. Give me just a moment to glance at my notes. So something you could do is stick in Glass Caskets or Heliod's Punishments or Trapped in the Towers. These are effectively more removal. That's more exile, but situational. This is effectively pacifism, but better. This is situational pacifism, but better. Or you could just put in pacifism if you don't like the situational part. But this will effectively lock something down, make it not exist more or less for 4 turns. This will lock something down and make it effectively not exist to, well, not entirely. The activated abilities can't be activated, but if it's got a passive ability, this won't do anything to stop that. But honestly, like, you're running aggro with this, you don't really care a whole lot. So these are just more removal options that you could add in, either in place of some things if you feel you want to add more removal, or you could just get rid of the more expensive things and put that in. If you are going to take out the Stonecoil Serpents, I would recommend putting in yet another win con. Let me go try and find it. It shouldn't be too far away. Okay, so Arcanist Owl. It's not fantastic. It does synergize with their deck because it does require all that white mana, and we're playing mono white, so that's not the problem. Despite how it looks here, it is an artifact creature, so it does synergize with our nonsense. And 4 for a 3/3 flying that lets us dig down and fetch something is a fantastic effect. Don't get me wrong. The only reason it is not in this deck is it is 4 mana, and we are playing aggro. There are many times where I have been in games and where what I top deck, I always think, oh, thank God I top decked this. I don't ever think, oh, I wish I had an Arcanist Owl that I could have top decked. So again, that's why these things are in here, and that's not. If you really wanted to, other than replacing Serpents or Overseers, if you're looking to make it even more budget friendly, if you're okay with the budget side of things and you really want to put the Arcanist Owl in, maybe get rid of the Clockwork Servants, because it being able to fetch something is still effectively like drawing, but now you know what you're getting. It does cost 1 mana more, so there is that bit of a trade-off, but you might be like, well, it's a flyer, I can slap all the glitters on. I could reason my way into saying that Arcanist Owl is better than Clockwork Servant, but I personally would just go with the lower mana option with Clockwork Servant. I feel that it's served me a lot better than the Arcanist Owl, and I feel like more often than not, the Arcanist Owl is a dead draw. But it's a nice body with a flyer. It's an alternative win con. If you're getting rid of Stonecoil Serpents, it's something to consider putting in. I forget if there's anything else. Here we go. Manifold Key. That's another thing that you can consider. It making something unblockable. Fantastic. That just 3 mana makes something unblockable. Great. The reason it's not here is because it just kind of sits around until you use it for that, and you don't always have the spare mana, but you usually have that 1 spare mana for the Alseid of the Gods Willing, so those are our big unblockable things instead. You certainly could play Manifold Key in place of them, or in place of the more expensive options, if you'd like, but I personally don't like it as much as our current loadout. But then again, I haven't playtested with this one yet. I have playtested with a lot of the other cards, but not with Manifold Key yet, so maybe it ends up being better than I think it is. I don't know, if you want to go for like more of a less of an aggro, more of a mid-range, and bank on you having lots of spare mana to play the Manifold Key's tap ability, then go for it. But I don't know, I think that this is better suited to be like this nice, trimmed, clean aggro, where you're trying to flood the board and get stuff going, try and win somewhere between turns 4 and probably 7. Past that point, you're probably there's still hope, but it gets less and less as stuff goes on.
Hey, real quick, Derek of the Future here. I'm actually on Twitch right now, if you're watching this video the day it goes up, playtesting a more slow roll style of this deck. I stuck in some blue for Staggering Insight. I feel like the extra draw there will come in handy. I made some tweaks to it, which include adding in some Arcanist Owl and some Key. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing me playtest a more slow roll version of this deck, go to Twitch right now if you're currently in the present. If not, then I mean, that's just a relic of the past. Keep watching, skip this message, doesn't matter. Bye!
I think that's it. The other things... if you can afford it, Shadow Spear is great. I don't know what I'd take out for Shadow Spear, but at some point in time, I am gonna put Shadow Spear in this deck. Maybe take out the Ancestral Blade for Shadow Spear. That's what my gut immediately goes to, is take out that. Again, Clockwork Servant's a little bit weak. If Shambling Suit isn't working for you, you don't need that big body, honestly, you could take that out as well. There's a lot of different ways you can tweak this deck. This is just the list that I found works the best for me. Let me actually see if I can Shadow Spear, so I can show you a visual. Oh boy, alright, let me get rid of some of these filters. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, is it a mythic? It's not a mythic, is it? Oh, I don't have any collected. That's what's going on. Not collected. There we go. Shadow Spear. But yeah, it's really nice. I probably wouldn't play a playset of it, because you really don't want to be drawing more than 1, because it is a legendary artifact. But maybe 2, maybe 3. I'd probably go with 2, because I don't want to risk it. Because again, You don't want to be drawing wasted cards. This is very much an aggro deck. You want to be quick and efficient. But this is a fantastic fit. I just don't have enough rare wild cards to make it right now, and in real life, I don't care to invest in it right now. But it gives stuff lifelink and trample. The lifelink, of course, will help you live longer. The trample, of course, is a win con. It's the reason why we're playing Stonecoil Serpent, is because of that trample. You can also kill gods with it if you want to by paying 1 to make stuff lose, hexproof and indestructible and all that. So it's got that extra little bit of versatility. But the main thing you're looking for is it's a cheap artifact that gives you a win con. You can slap a win con on any boy you want. You can switch that win con around for 2 equip. So it's very nice. If you have the budget for it, go for it. But otherwise, this is my trimmed down, nice medium budget one. You can go a little bit more expensive, you can go a little bit cheaper, but this is what I like. The other thing that Irv would kill me if I don't bring it up. Oh, I see. It's because I don't have creature. There we go. It's Flutterfox. So, effectively, we're always going to have some kind of artifact or enchantment on the field, because otherwise we're just losing terribly. So that means that Flutterfox is always going to be having flying. So it's 2 for a 2/2 flyer. You can slap all the glitters on it. If they don't have an answer for flying, you just get in there every single turn with the Flutterfox, and it's a win con. Again, if you're getting rid of Stonecoil Serpent and you don't want to grab that expensive bird, Flutterfox is a nice option for that. If you want to put Flutterfox in place of Stonecoil Serpents, be my guest, because a playset of Stonecoil Serpent's going to be $12. Flutterfox is going to be trivial, it's a common. If you don't already have a playset of it, ask your friends. Worst case scenario, buy it, which is, depending on the store, it's going to be like a nickel per Flutterfox or 15 cents if the store is a bit more pricey. But yeah, Flutterfox is one of those trivial trade-outs that you can use to make this deck very, very budget. But honestly, I like the Steel Overseers and the Stonecoil Serpents, so I would, if you have the money, definitely splurge for them. Do that. I think that's it as far as my bullshit was. I did briefly consider Bag of Holding. It's not worth it. Don't do it. I don't remember the details. I don't care to explain it. Just don't do it. Bag of Holding is a neat gimmick, but... Wait, did I make changes? I don't think I made changes. Cancel. What did I do? What did I mess up? Nothing. I didn't mess up anything. Ooh, actually, though, I can make a change. Because I now have... Oof, okay. Well, let's just go... There we go. I got those nice Pokemon lands. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get rid of those 20. There's 20 in here because, again, aggro, and we don't have a lot of upper cost things. If you do start putting in those 4-drops, you probably want to put in more land. So it probably isn't going to be as simple as, oh yes, I take out some Steel Overseers and some Stonecoil Serpents, and I put in my big flyer, and I put in my other shenanigans by taking out these and put in my more expensive things, like the keys, because the key is 3 mana, so you want to fix that mana base if you're going to go put in those pricier cards. If you want to make this a little bit less about aggro and more mid-range-ish, then you're going to need to make tweaks to your mana base, so don't forget to do that. Because your deck will probably not look exactly like this. There are a lot of different ways to tweak it. This is just the way I've done it, and it's just the way I'm presenting it to you, and I presented the monies, and... Anywho, we don't need to play that. That deck doesn't win enough. It's a nice budget deck that I was experimenting with, but it's just not consistent enough for me to recommend to anyone. Because there's too much in Standard right now that counters it. But, Glittery Boys, that's just what I've called the deck. It's probably... If it were to have like an official fancy Magic name, oh, well, that's not an ideal hand. If we top deck a low-cost creature, we could still be fine. I'm gonna mulligan, though. That's probably a mistake. You know what? I'm okay with this. Keep. I'm thinking get rid of the Shambling Suit. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the Shambling Suit. And Gingerbrute. And hit him in the deck for 1. This is another reason why I very much like this deck, is it makes people fear the Gingerbrute. Like, when I was showing up to standard, people didn't know what I was doing. And then game 2, then the big target was Gingerbrute. Because it starts doing some nonsense. Gingerbrute and Alseid. We don't really need to protect anything yet. If they take one of our Gingerbrutes, we're fine, so we're not going to leave mana open for God's willing. Right now, we're just going for that nice, sweet, sweet early aggro approach. It'd be nice if we draw a land, because we did keep a hand with 2 lands. Shoot. Alright, well, we don't have the extra mana open to protect our Overseer, so hopefully don't do any shenanigans, but we're hitting for 3, gain of life. We're not doing terrible. We're sitting at 21 to 14, and they're going to have 3 mana. Nope, intertap 2 mana. They're just mana ramping. Okay, we're fine. The Steel Overseer resolved. We can make our Gingerbrutes bigger. There we go. We got a land. Yeah, we're gonna keep a mana open to protect our boys. We're gonna play that for 2. We do telegraph that we do have something to protect our boys with by deliberately keeping that mana open, but that's fine, because they still gotta blow their card to do it. And they already knew that we have this Alseid over here, so all it's doing is telegraphing the Alseid. It's not telegraphing the God's willing right now. So we're doing A-okay. Ooh, sadness. Alright, well, what do we want to keep around? We want to keep around... Wait, we should sack that instead. I'm feeling... Shit. Because we can only save one thing. I like that we've got Gingerbrute already a little bit buffed. But multicolor might actually come up here with the colors they're playing. So I kind of want to keep the Serpent around. It's fine. We drew into another Gingerbrute, and we got more protection in our hand. We're still not doing too bad. We hit him in the dick for 4. We do that 2 more turns, and we win. And we still have the potential top deck into stuff. So we're doing okay. That board wipe was a bit annoying, but we're doing okay. Ooh, it's gonna be too big for our Stonecoil Serpent. But we can make our Gingerbrute unblockable and keep pinging for that. Okay, pinging for that. And if we need to, we can make our Stonecoil Serpent unblockable with the God's willing. Alright, well now we're getting lands now that we don't need them. Heck. Go forth. Go forth, small gingerbread man. But yeah, we got a little bit of that life gain early on, so we're fine. We can take a ram to the dick like 3 times. What I really want now is to top deck and all that glitters. Slap it on the Gingerbrute. Swing in for, I don't think lethal. Yeah, because we could make the Stonecoil Serpent effectively unblockable. Because all he's got is that green source. Oh, just going straight for like the full draw. Okay. Now he's got a stocked up hand. No. No block. You get to hit me in the dick. Thank you. My turn. Please. We're still gonna do it. We're still gonna do it because we have a second one, we can effectively swing in for lethal next turn if they don't do any shenanigans. That'll let us play it and then draw into something else, but then we'll only have the 1 mana to play it, whatever the next thing is. So I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no to the Clockwork Servant. Normally I would love the Clockwork Servant, but right now it's a no. Because we do need the card draw, so it's not like the worst top deck. But if we have a choice of like narrowing down our top decks, we're gonna get rid of it. End turn, and then if they don't kill us or kill our boys, we win next turn. But they do have a fat hand, so they're probably gonna kill our boys and just hit us in the dick for 9, 10, something like that. They probably have a Colossus as well, which I don't think they can play for free, but it's gonna be close. Oh, nice. Present Reef. I love that card, especially in conjunction with the Guild Summit. They combo together real well. Down to 4 mana. Does there exist a 4 mana board wipe? How much was that? 4 mana. Oh, 3 mana. Oof, okay. Alright, so they still have the mana for Gates Ablaze. They didn't play it. Alright, we're good. Because that'll ramp by 1, they'll hit us in the dick for 12. They won't be able to play anything with that. We're good, that's game. That doesn't have haste. Yep, still game. Yeah, they're tapped out. That's game. Yeah, good game. Blip. My turn. Oh, wait. Nope, that's colorless. Shoot, that's not game. Because the gate clause can block us. Shit. And we didn't draw anything to bump the Gingerbrute. So that's not a good game. I forgot about the gate clauses. Ah! Can't be blocked. Alright. Well, we'll see if they notice. Because otherwise we keep the chump blockers around, we live for another turn, but I think this is actually game in their favor instead of us. That would have been nice to have drawn because we would have had a chump. But right now we don't want it. Alright, so we're going to keep that in our hand. Be cheeky with it. We'll bluff that it's actually something important. So then we either lose or we win right now. And we lose. Okay, great. Bye. See, I'm okay. I'm okay with that loss. Because with the right top decks, that easily could have been in our favor. Easily. We were, oh, I didn't mean to do that. We were digging for like, what was that, 4 turns in a row? Ooh, there's some kind of ambulance or a police car or something outside. I'm just gonna shut up for a little bit. I mean, we got these in the opening hand. We've got some things we can do fairly early on. It'd be nice to slap all that glitters on the Shambling Suit, and if you don't have an answer for it, then this is a fine enough hand. It could backfire terribly, but it's fine. It depends on what they're playing. Maybe Knights? If they're playing that fancy circle thing. I forget what the actual card's called, but maybe Knights? Knights, ooh. Well, we'd be wasting mana if we do that. Ew. Ew, icky. Icky, we're doing it. I feel bad, but we're doing it. Because they're probably just going to play a blocker. Alright, well, we should have gone with the Ancestral Blade. Oh, well. Oh, never mind, they do have the blocker. Okay. I feel better now. I made the right choice. Alright. Fat body, but they'll have enough to pump it. You know what? I say we just take the pump to the face, in all honesty, and then Banishing Light it if it gets to be a problem. So I'm thinking we put down Fat Boy over here. He'll be a 2/3. Next turn, he'll be significantly bigger. Unfortunately, it does make it so we don't have that extra mana for the Gingerbrute. Go on. Deal 5 to our face. Oh, nope. Okay, we don't have to worry about the 5 to the face, so we can actually block that if we want to. If we want to, of course. We don't have to. We don't have to, but we can choose to. Got anything for 1 black mana? Oh, nice. Death Touch. You a nasty boy, but Death Touch doesn't matter if I God's willing. But we're not doing that right now. We sure are not going to be doing that right now. We are going to... I guess I can slap all the glitters on the Brute, make it unblockable, swing in. And we've got this nice fat body to block the Knight if we need to. We've got an answer, we got protection. We wanted the mana for the protection this turn, but we got protection in the future. No, we'll play it safe. Will all that glitters next turn. We'll do that next turn. We'll keep... No, I don't think the Gingerbrute's a big enough target yet. I don't think it's a big enough target. I don't think they're gonna waste a kill spell on it yet. So I'm gonna gamble and keep the God's Willing in my hand and no mana to tap. All right, we're good. We're good because 2 mana isn't enough for a kill spell. We're good. We're good. They're going on the more offensive side of things. So we're good, and we didn't draw the mana we wanted. Fuck. Do we gamble? Do we all the glitters on the Gingerbrute and make it unblockable? I don't like it. Ooh, I don't like it. It's a risky move. Ooh. Alright. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We gotta hit him in the dick. We gotta hit him in the dick. None of these have haste. We're Gucci. Go forth. My lovely gingerbread man. You're on a 4-turn clock now, buddy. You're on a turn 4 clock. But you probably have an answer for this, so now it just gets to die. You got 2 cards in your hand, and one of them's got to be a Murderous Rider or, what is it, Drag to the Underworld? No? I don't think this is what's this is gonna work, does it? Well, I'm gonna trade there. Get rid of your draw. Maybe that's a bad decision, but we're gonna trade there. I'm okay with taking that 7 to the dick. Because it means they're not killing my Gingerbrute this turn. Can I just win? Let me think. 2 there, 1 to make it unblockable. Stonecoil for 1. That would put me at 6. Okay, that... Ugh, I can't do math right now. Alright, we're gonna all the glitters first. And then I'll do math. So then that would give it, if I Stonecoil for 1, that would give it another 2. Which would not quite be enough, but they certainly don't have enough on the field. That with our chump blocker, we're fine. No. Because we'll win next turn anyways, unless they have an answer for us. So we're going to keep that mana open, actually, to God's Willing, if we need to answer a kill spell. Now maybe that kill spell will be at the token, so they can swing in for lethal by pumping the... Well, no, then they won't have enough mana for that. Okay. So the kill spell that we're going to be saying no you to is going to be the one targeting Gingerbrute. And then we just win with the Gingerbrute next turn. So I think we're good. They might have a ridiculous amount of shenanigans, but if they don't have a ridiculous amount of shenanigans, we just win. That doesn't deal damage to our stuff, though. That just gets to exchange some life. Our Gingerbrute's still big enough that doesn't matter. Unless they have another of it. No, they don't. Okay, we're good. We Gucci. We Gucci. You can hit me for 3. I'm gonna chump the token, because we know that you are more than willing to double pump that knight. Oh, he going. Oh, he going. He doing the 1 pump. You gonna do the 2 pump? Nope, no 2 pump, but you only got that 1 black mana source. So there's no more murders coming. No more murders coming. Alright, you guys gonna deal 5 damage? No? Just play the dude? Alright, it's whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. Cool. Your guy gets bigger. Guess what? Doesn't matter, because I get to win now. Ooh, Steel Overseer. Do I want to play that just to show him I have it? Alright, this is a thing that exists in my hand. Hee hee. Now this gets to be unblockable, because Smitten Swordmaster doesn't have haste, and now I just swing in for lethal. I'll slide it in gently with a GG. Yep. I don't know if he noticed that I could have won and if he was just being silly or what, but... Oh well. These things happen. I'll take the GG. And I finished my weeklies. And let's go again. Because that was a fairly weak Golgari deck. We can face off against something more meta and win. I feel confident. But otherwise, that was fun. Ah, Mucky. That's a fun username. Mucky. Yucko Blucko Mucko. Oh yeah, I'll keep all this. We're actually going to turn 1 Stonecoil, and then we can start stockpiling onto it. I know it'd be nice to turn 1 Alseid, and maybe that would be the better play, but... You know what? No, we'll turn 1 Alseid. Turn 3, we'll have a spare mana for the Stonecoil, unless we want to just go for the draw instead. Yeah, we'll Alseid into Steel Overseer, and then next turn we'll play an artifact dude. Be that the Clockwork or the Serpent, if we don't feel like we need that draw quite yet. We certainly could start wasting those Serpents if we wanted to, though. So that's something we could do next turn, is play a Serpent for 1 and play another Serpent for 2. Pump them both up one thing bigger with the Overseer. Wait, why am I passing? There we go. Slap them. There we go. Rip. Alternatively, we could just go for the draw, and then he'll be a 3/4. That's a pretty nice body. Ooh, well, we don't need to banish it yet, so I think we got a Reach Boys here. I think we're just gonna go for the Reckless strategy, and maybe that's a mistake. Maybe it's not. Because we sure are going to... Oh, I didn't mean to click on that. I can go away. Oh, no, I didn't click on it. I just thought I did, because I'm stupid. See, if we were smart, we'd leave a mana open to be able to protect the Overseer with the Alseid, but we're not. So instead, we're going to attack with that, because he doesn't have enough in either graveyard to be able to block, right? Can't block? Oh, it can block. Oh, I misunderstood what that does. Oops. I know it had something to do with the graveyard to attack, but I could have sworn it also had something to do with blocking as well. But like a different type of effect. Oh well. Oh well. That's disappointing. That was certainly a misplay, but I'm not sure if it'll actually end up mattering or not. It probably will. It probably just lost us the game. Oh well. We'll keep playing anyways. We'll have fun. Narset, I hate. It doesn't really do anything to counter this deck, but it counters plenty of decks. It lets some fish, and it makes it so we can't draw a lot. Wait, I think it does counter the Clockwork Servant. Yeah, it does counter our Servant. That's sad. They don't have any attackers. I can just tap. Make boy big. Boy get big. Yay. At least our Steel Overseer resolved and is starting to do stuff. We honestly could Banishing Light the Narset, or we can just attack into it. Yeah, we'll just attack into it. We'll dig with the Clockwork Servant. We don't have to worry about the Gargoyle yet. 7 or more cards. Defending player has 7 or more. Okay, so he needs to get 7 in here, and he's not doing mill stuff yet. So we're still good for a while on that Gargoyle clock. We do have to Banishing Light the Gargoyle, though, in order to attack it at the Narset. So I guess we're doing that, then. Since I can't just, you know, attack willy-nilly like a fool. And there's no need to be coy, we'll do it now. That'll go to your face, that'll go to your Narset. Alright. So, clear field, 5 health down. I've got a decent setup. They'll be at 4 mana. They don't currently have a good target for reanimation with Elspeth Conquers Death. So I think we're doing okay. I fucked up with that Alseid. That makes me feel bad, but it happens. Ooh, board wipe, okay. I feel less confident, but I can draw and play Alseid or play another nice 1-drop if I get something nice with that draw. I didn't, but hey, honestly, this isn't terrible. They sure did board wipe, but if they don't get going immediately, I could slap double all that glitters down onto Alseid, start gaining life and doing stuff, and even if they eventually have an answer for that, I'll still be up quite a bit. But yeah, he's leaving his field open. I kind of just want to go double all that glitters onto the Alseid. Oh, that did give him the Gargoyle back, though. Sadness. For right now, all the glitters will make him big enough to not worry about the Gargoyle, but next turn I can God's Willing to protect it. This might be a mistake. But I kind of just want to do this anyways. Because it's nasty. If I was playing it safe, the life gain probably won't matter all that much. If I was playing it safe, I probably could have just put it on the Clockwork Servant instead. But, it's free damage. Our God's Willing gets a bit more expensive, but that's fine, probably. Is it just non-creature? Okay. Most of our stuff's creatures that we care about. We got rid of most of the non-creature stuff that we had anyways, so we're doing okay. They do have 6 mana to work with, though. And 4 cards in hand. So they certainly might have answers. That's not an answer we care about. Alright, what can you do with that remaining 3 mana? You gonna dig for something? It's gotta be white. You can Banishing Light. Yeah, dig for a Banishing Light? Ooh, that's not a Banishing Light. Alright, we're good. It's not game, but we're doing good still. We top deck something nice, it's game. That's not something nice enough. But we can make it so that Narset can't fish anymore. We might just want to go in for damage. We can let the Narset fish. We got a God's Willing to protect our boy if we need it. Yeah, this is a risk, but we sure are going to take it. I'm just going to go for the throat here. But that was smart of him, blocking with the Gargoyle, because if not, this turn would have been lethal. Alright, so here we are. Here's the big gamble. If they have 2 answers, we lose. If they have 2 answers, or an answer and a blocker, then they get to live another turn. If they just have an answer, we get to God's Willing to survive. If they have, they got a wall, that's kind of an answer. That can stall them. Wait, they're not legendary? Oh, they are legendary. Okay, that's fine. I got confused. I'm like, why the heck are there 2 Narsets? Doesn't Legendary Claws come into play? Oh, it did. It was just slow. It was just slow. They still haven't done anything with their mana, though. That's still just off from their upkeep. So I'm getting a little bit nervous. Go away. I don't care. Because Elspeth could have exiled the Servant. But not that. Playing the God. She'll start blinking things. I'm not sure the blinking will matter, though. That's on their instep. They could blink that to mana ramp, but that's really their only target. Unless they can target my stuff. Creature they control. Okay, we're fine. I think we're Gucci. Unfortunately, we can't God's Willing to give it protection from colorless, so they sure do just get to chump there. So we need something to buff our Clockwork Servant if we're going to win, but otherwise we get to be annoying for another turn. We're going to keep that in our hand and just bluff that we have something important. Maybe try and get in their heads a little bit. Not heads, I'm sorry. Get in their head a little bit. Alright. So then they'll chump the... Unless they've got mana. They might have mana to do some shenanigans, but otherwise I think they just chump that. They take the 2 to the face, and then... Next turn might be a little bit scary, but if they don't answer us this turn, we win. Ah, never mind, forgot about the gain 2 life. Alright, if they have a blocker, they can still delay. If it's another colorless blocker, of course, but odds are it's not. So odds are, we can God Willing the Alseid and swing in. Flickering a thing, he could flicker a Narset. That won't really do anything. I'll just give her more loyalty counters. But she's still doing fine. She's still doing fine. Oh, yep, this game. They blew up. They go explode. They go boom. Alright, so that should be good enough. That should have been more than enough footage to let you guys see how this deck works. If you'd like to proliferate knowledge of this deck, please do share with your friends. This certainly can be tweaked. Can be made cheaper, could be made more expensive if you wanted to, could be made better, potentially. This is just my personal preference. There are a lot of different ways you could play this deck, and I think that they're all pretty dang viable. Gingerbrute put in some work today, and I'm very pleased with with how those games went. I didn't win all of them, but the ones I lost, I still had fun. So, other than that, you be sure to have a good day. Goodbye.